Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be setting up my new to me G85 for the best possible video settings. Recently I just bricked two G85s, which caused me to buy this new to me G85. If you hadn't had a chance to listen to that story yet, you can check it out right here. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mike Mandigo, and this is Passion Video. Thanks for stopping by. All right, now that we're here at the table or the work desk and we got the G85 set up to enter the video settings, the first thing that I'm going to do is factory reset it all to restore it to the beginning settings. And then I'm going to show you all the settings that I would switch if I wanted to make this the best video camera for shooting video. You ready? Let's go. Now I'm going to go and switch this to the motion picture. I'm going to open the menu and I'm going to go up to the top. In the first page of the motion picture menu, I'm going to select my photo style. I'm going to pick Cinelec D. You can choose whatever picture profile you want, but the one that I like is Cinelec D. I'm going to increase my contrast to +1, and I'm going to increase my saturation to +1, and then I'm going to set it. The rest of these settings on this page, I leave as they are. On the next page, I'll switch the record quality to 4K at 100 megabytes per second, 24 frames per second. Next, for my exposure, I'm going to change that to manual. Continuous autofocus we'll leave on, and then we'll switch it to the next page. For metering mode, we're going to leave this all the same. Everything on page 3 will leave the same, as well as page 4. We'll leave everything on page 4 the same. On page 5, silent operation we'll leave on. Mic level display, we're going to turn that on. This gives us an accurate representation of the audio while it's playing, so we'll know if we're getting an audio signal. For mic level adjustment, I like to set that to -12. This helps us to prevent clipping. As well, I'm going to leave the mic limiter on, and this is going to help to prevent clipping as well. Wind noise canceller, I'm not going to be really outside, so I'm going to turn this off. And that's it for this menu. We're going to go out and go into the custom menu next. And for the first page, we're not going to change anything. On page 2, we're going to change quick autofocus. We're going to turn that on. What this is going to do is if we have it in autofocus turned on, it's going to keep the autofocus activated continuously. The rest of these settings, we're going to leave them as they are on this page. Same thing for page 3. We're going to leave all these settings as they are, as well as page 4. On page 5, we're going to turn on the guidelines. I like to use the grids, the rule of third grids. You could choose whichever one you want, but I like the rule of third grids. The center marker is next. We're going to turn that on. The zebra patterns we're going to leave off, but we're going to set them. I'm going to set the first zebra to 65% for skin tones. And the second zebra I'm going to set to 95% to protect the highlights. And we're going to leave them off for now. We're going to set those when we do the FN buttons. Constant preview, we're on to page 6 of the custom menu. We're on to constant preview now. We're going to turn that on. What this does is it gives us an accurate representation of what we're going to see and what we'll be filming as we make adjustments to like the shutter and the ISO and stuff like that. The exposure meter we're going to leave on. This is going to help us to know if we're plus or minus below exposure. And the rest of these we're going to leave on page 6. We'll leave them as they are. On to page 7, we're going to do the FN button set right now. The cool thing about the G85 is it has 5 physical FN buttons and 5 digital FN buttons. You're able to dial these all in through what we're going to do right now, or you could enter them in physically one at a time by pushing and holding down the physical FN button until the menu pops up. Then you select what you want and enter it in. Or you could do it like this and do it all at the same time. For FN1, I'm going to change that to stabilization. I'll be able to, like, sometimes when you're on a tripod, you don't really need the image stabilization turned on. So you could turn it off if you wanted to, and then you'll get a little bit of that crop back. That what happens is when you have the image stabilization turned on, it crops in a little bit. So when you turn that off, you're going to get that full resolution. For FN2 and FN3, we're going to leave these the same. For FN4, we're going to change that to the level gauge. What this level gauge does is it puts a line on the screen, and pretty much if your camera's tilted, it'll be like an orange color, but if it's an even, it'll be like a nice even green line. It helps you to keep your camera level. For FN5, we're going to change that to focus peaking. Focus peaking is useful when you're filming in manual focus, or if you're using a manual focus lens. What it does is it highlights a color on everything that's in focus. Will have like a, depending on the color that you choose, if it's blue, everything will have like a blue outline that's in focus. It helps you to know if you got your focus nailed or not. For FN6, we're going to leave that the same. For FN7, we're going to change that to the zebra patterns. FN8 is already programmed for the histogram, so we'll leave that as is. And the last two are the motion picture snap movie and, is it snap movie? Sorry, and 4K live cropping. We'll leave the last two as they are. Going back into the main menu now that we got our FN button set. Okay, I think one thing that I forgot to mention was when you have these, a good thing about these FN buttons is they allow you to use features like that you use on a regular basis. It allows you to save them for quick access so you don't have to keep searching through the menu and wasting time. So going back into the menu to finish off this customizing, on page 7, we're going to leave lens position resume off. On page 8, we're going to leave these all the same. Page 9 as well, we're going to leave them the same. And on page 10, shoot with the lens off, we're going to turn that to on. This is going to allow us to use a manual focus lens on our G85. In the next setup menu, the only thing that I change is on page 2. And that's the monitor luminance. I change it from auto to number 2, which is the standard brightness. You're able to get the monitor brightness lower if you want to, but I wouldn't suggest it because I did that before, and then I ended up overexposing a lot of my shots because I was overcompensating for the darkness on the screen. So learn from my mistake and keep it at the number 2 regular. And that's going to be it for this. Now we went through all the menus and dialed in what we needed. There's a couple more things that we need to do, and I'm going to show you how to do that right here. But first, we're going to go in and we're going to save all these settings that we just locked in. So in the custom menu, go to page 1, custom set memory, select C1 and save. Select yes to save it. After you save it, turn it off fully and power it back on again. Now, if I want to turn on my ISO right now, if I turn it, it goes from 200 to 400 to 800 to 1600 to 3200. Basically, each time we move up a stop, it doubles the stop. It's not really that good if you're trying to control the situation. We can fix this by making a few simple changes. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So you're going to change your dial on the camera to the letter M for manual. And then you're going to open the menu again. Now you're going to go up to the top menu, the record menu, and you're going to go in to page 6 of the menu. And at the top of page 6, ISO increments, we're going to change that from 1 EV to 1/3 EV. As well, below that, there's going to be extended ISO. We're going to turn that on. Now we switch it back to the motion picture menu, and we want to go into the menu again and see if all the settings are the same. So we have the correct photo style. We have the correct frame rate and resolution. and everything else seems to be the same. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to custom set memory. We're going to save custom set memory to C1 again. Select yes to save it. Now that it's saved, we're going to power the camera off fully. Power it back on again. We're going to change the dial to C1. Now when we go into our ISO, see how it changes by 1/3 of a stop now? It doesn't double each time. That's a little hack that you can do to open up your ISO to help you control your camera a little bit better. So there you have it. Those are the settings that I lock into my G85 to help me get the best possible videos I can while filming with my G85. The G85 is also able to film slow motion up to 60 frames per second in full HD. So if you wanted to save a custom profile for slow motion, you could go back and follow some of the same steps that we did, except this time choose full HD at 60 frames per second when you save it. All right, thanks for coming to help me set up my video camera today for the best possible video settings for the G85. If you're interested in checking out some more videos on the G85, you could check out this playlist right here, or you could check out this video for one that YouTube thinks you might like, and I'll see you over there. All right.